I got it. Alright, so this is a scene for Hong Kong House Cards. We were doing this at Evan's fucking nightclub, Carpe Noctem. It's cool as shit. Everybody loves it. I'm sleepy. Let's fucking do our intros. Brett, you go first.
All right, so Arthur will head into Carpe Noctem, carrying his 2 bags, walking around, looking like he's trying to avoid things nobody else can see. Probably look a little tired, so he's going to walk over and get a caffeinated cream soda from A&W from the person behind the bar.
The person behind the bar, because she now has a personality, gives you like what you can only describe. Was that a filthy look? Because we've decided she has intolerance. People who don't drink the fucking alcohol.
All right. She will not have any problems with Logan then.
But she will hand you the soda in a glass, poured over ice, and will say, "Is that all I can get you then, love? Anything else to service you this evening?"
For now, thank you. May get hungry later.
Right, yeah, love, whatever you want. Oh, wait, sorry. You've been here before, haven't you?
Yes.
You have. I have something for you here. And she'll reach down, and she'll basically bring up a laminate a laminate card that has a coffin on it with basically that's pulled open so you can see the red lining on the inside of it, and Carpe Noctem and a large E written under it, and she'll pass it across the bar to you and say, "This is one of our elite members' cards. Just show it. You don't have to pay to get in or pay for the drinks."
He'll take it. Thank you very much. And at that point, he'll pull out what looks like about $20 worth of yuan and set it down in front of her for the rest of the night as a tip.
Nice. She will give you kind of a big thumbs up and pocket it for when she's not working.
So Jojo's probably gonna be sitting at the bar, not really recognizable. She cut her hair short. It looks good, but it's short. And she's not like wearing her monk robes. She's like wearing skinny jeans and a gas t-shirt.
Fuck it. Oh, sorry.
If you want to go ahead, you can go, Tim. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Logan's chilling. No, they've never been in this bar before, so I'm going to narrate Logan entering. First thing I'm going to state is Logan is masculine seeming right now, because he hasn't been masculine seeming for a little bit.
To kind of, just because you've never been here before in that case, Carpe Noctem is basically designed and built to look like the inside of a graveyard. So like all the tables of tombstone themes, the various different benches and armoires have, kind of the inside of a coffin look. There's a dark chandelier throwing purple light above the ceiling. It's getting quite late and this place is packed. Once again, and I said this in a previous scene, it's packed with really kind of yuppie upper class kids who you assume have daddies who would be very, very annoyed if they were arrested by curfew. So, because it's Hong Kong, people. You can buy justice.
Kinda.
I guess at this point, Bosco will lumber in. He'll stop, let them pat him down for weapons. He doesn't have any. So he's way in. He'll go and sit next to Arthur at the bar.
Bosco will nod to Arthur will nod to Bosco. I see you found the place.
Well, took a few tries, but found it eventually.
They should love you here. I think there's a few gay guys around here that would love a bear.
I'm sure they would, and I'm sure they would be very disappointed. He'll look at
The bartender kind of looks up from her polishing a glass and she says, "Oh, if you're into that kind of thing, there's a kink dungeon down the stairs and to the left, love. But I'm not exactly sure that you'd have it, that it's to your taste in that case."
Bosco will look at her. I literally just said that they would be very disappointed. I think it is better to assume that I'm not into that, thank you.
Whatever you say, love.
2 shots of vodka, please. Keep them coming.
She kind of looks up at Arthur and says, "Is he with you?"
He is, however, I'm willing to put down extra for him to have the good stuff.
As you say, sir. So she, yeah, okay.
He'll actually pass you a credit card for a tab for him.
Okay, she'll swipe the card, and she will put down 2 kind of what would be referred to as Russian black label shots in front of you. So it's like really, really pure, really concentrated vodka.
Okay. We'll go down the shots and look completely unaffected by them.
Tony will wander on in now. She doesn't have her backpack on because she knows she gets pat down at this place. And she'll walk up to the bar, smile real big at the bartender, and ask for a glass of water.
There are words to describe how much I hate you. There really are. I'm not going to utter them now, but there are words.
Aw, dear, I love you too.
Yeah, whatever. She pours the water with a face that looks like you just kicked her dog in the face.
Tony will continue smiling and drink it before waving to everybody.
Arthur will give Tony a smile and say, "Good to see you again, my dear."
Good to see you as well.
Logan will approach the group and just kind of, they'll just say as they walk up, "Yo, did you guys check out the fucking basement down here?"
Yeah, Arthur will nod at that and say, "Yeah, it's very deep, isn't it?"
Yeah, something like that. How we doing today? Or tonight, rather.
I'm doing all right, Logan. How are you doing?
Doing all right, doing all right. Jojo, been a minute.
Arthur's going to look down to where he sees, he was told Jojo is. Jojo?
Mm-hmm. She'll just kind of wiggle her fingers.
That's an interesting look for you.
Not less recognizable.
Is everything okay?
I want to punch Val in the face. A lot. Maybe
That
not.
that can't be good.
That's a
At this
heartless
point,
bitch.
I'll be quiet now. Oh, yes. At this point, a person dressed in kind of obvious security fatigues will walk up and will look at Mr. Wainwright, and he will say, "You're Mr. Wainwright, yes?"
I've been accused of it.
Mr. Gravedigger is wondering if you'd like to join him in the VIP lounge.
Sure, as long as my friends can come with me.
He'll look around and say, "Absolutely. No trouble at all, sir."
Logan, give me a piggyback ride. I'm already drunk.
You got it, girl.
All right, guys, let's go.
Okay. You were led up basically a set of stairs that has another security man standing at the bottom of it to a balcony, kind of very. If you've ever seen the old Victorian-style theaters, you know the balconies that used to be in opera houses and theaters. It's designed like that. There are a couple of tables up there that are currently vacant, except for one in which Gravedigger is sitting, basically playing with a deck of cards, right next to the edge, looking down at the dancers, and he will stand as the party intrepidly enter.
Stands
Arthur will kind of just wave his hand.
to mention that there is a blind androgynous person carrying a half Chinese, half Japanese woman.
And also a 6-7 foot tall Russian. It's a very
Yeah.
Well, 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 Mr. Wainwright, you do indeed travel with rather, how would I say, interesting company.
I'm just blessed.
No doubt. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Carpe Noctem, my establishment. My name is Gravedigger. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Good to meet you too, Gravedigger. Name's Logan.
Gravedigger will extend his hand to the blind person. And he will keep it there. And his across his face there is no hint of embarrassment. He looks at the glasses and like, do you use a cane? I don't know if you use one or not.
Sometimes they do. Right now they're carrying JoJo.
Okay. Well, he will extend a hand to basically see if you will take it.
Oh shit, I forgot to roll for it, but Tiger, is it cool if I have correspondence 1 up for the scene?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. They'll go ahead and shake your hand. Pretty dead on. Like it doesn't take them like multiple attempts. They don't have to reach and feel around. They just grab your hand.
Well, that proves one theory. Would you please sit? There's a bar. The VIP lounge bar is open to you at any time. By all means, ask for what you will. You're all my guests this evening.
Logan will look over at JoJo. Am I putting you at the bar?
Hell yeah.
Alright. They'll go ahead and take her over to the bar. Set her down.
She's probably been playing with the hair on your head this entire time.
That's fine. They're okay with that. They'll say, yeah, don't go too overboard, okay? Seriously. They'll then just kind of back on up a little bit. About as much warning as they're going to give. Logan doesn't really like to control people in their lives. JK, I dig it. But
I see you're still wearing my ring, Miss Zhang. Good to know.
Yes, for the moment I am anyway.
How wonderful. If anyone actually bothers to look, Tony is wearing a new ring that looks incredibly gaudy and expensive.
which finger is it on?
Ring finger on her right hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm curious, what brings this interesting and rather diverse conclave of fascinating individuals to my club this evening? Is it just providence, or is it something more, perhaps?
Well, I really wanted a cream soda, and I wanted to stop in and see how you guys are doing. Even though I'm not the speaker anymore, old habits fall hard.
Then I am apparently one of his protectors now, so wherever he goes, I go to ensure he doesn't get eaten by something.
Arthur's going to look over at Bosco and say, "Oh, and I thought you just wanted vodka."
It isn't. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But it's an added bonus.
Just kind of chuckle and nod his head. Take a sip of his cream soda.
Your friend over there. You see, Gravedigger has his basically it's an iPad or some kind of small flat screen device. Quick question: how long has JoJo been drinking in the bar?
Probably since it opened.
Oh dear. Okie dokie. He will look down and say, "Your friend has consumed rather a lot. Is everything all right with her?"
I
Not
didn't
that she'd
hear.
ever, not that she'd ever tell. Apparently, she got in a fight with her mentor.
Oh
No,
dearie my.
in the face with my stick.
I see. You should never try to drink your sorrows away, miss. However, if you do, thank you for choosing my bar.
Oh yeah, right now on this. And she'll hold out a card and it's linked to the temple's bank account.
Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh dear. Okay. Quick question. Does Jojo like expensive or shitty cheap booze?
A little bit both.
Yay! The card will be swiped. The temple will be deducted the money in case people, like certain masters, want to get slightly miffed at the fact that their apprentices are running up bar bills. But, you know. Would you like to open a tab, miss?
Nah.
Very good.
I realize
Yeah.
I have to get under the fuzzy cover. So you don't dig worries and what's on the bed underneath us. It's warm.
Anyway. Also, we'll look at Gravedigger and say, do not think it goes to myself. I am Bosco. Grayston.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Bosco. Brett, do you mind rolling 3 dice for me?
Sure. Hold on.
He covers his. He does his thing where he covers his left eye with his hand and does a thing.
Spirit sight.
Yeah, spirit sight.
Okay. Yeah, you know what everyone here is out of character.
Okay, man.
How very interesting. I have not seen a bear before.
Arthur's going to look over at Gravedigger and then look at Bosco. Wow, it's a little rude.
Well, I believe your bartender said something similar when I was downstairs.
Oh, she mentioned that room. Oh, you clearly have no idea the amount it costs to desanitize that every other day. Oh well.
Well,
no, the only reason.
Gross.
Hey, well, hey, I ended up down there earlier. Got some pretty nice digs.
Mm-hmm. The only reason that I ask, and the only reason I've been so on my toes with my security, and indeed keeping track of people, is because apparently, from what I was led to understand from a conversation yesterday, certain individuals of a supernatural nature within this city cannot be trusted and spy on one another. And I'm very cautious of spies within my establishment.
What supernaturals have been spying?
He kind of looks at Miss Zhang. What was his name again? Or is no Jia? This one is Jing. Aha. I can Evan.
Tony will just kind of sigh and like drag her hand across her face. Charlie came by yesterday and
At
met
that
him.
point, Arthur's just like, Charlie?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I told him about Charlie.
I don't think I've met this Charlie.
He,
Because it was Mox that did the whole thing with Charlie last time. Yeah. I had to catch myself on that one.
yeah, if you want to explain to Arthur about Charlie, Logan, that is perfectly fine with me. Unless you want me.
I only met the guy twice, but the first time I met him, me and some of my other compatriots stepped aside to have a conversation, and Charlie thought that it would be a good idea to employ the use of specific talents.
What is he?
A raven.
Arthur's going to look over at Bosco. He's one of Gus' people?
I've met him only in passing, but I believe he's more of a more Asian bent.
So he's one of Shosur's people.
No.
Shosur always seemed to me to have, tact and discretion.
Bosco will shrug. It takes all sorts.
All the way Charlie explained it was that He was doing it as a precautionary because he was new to the city and wanted to just be on the cautious side.
Arthur will run his fingers through his silver hair. I should probably have a talk with Walks at some point about educating his people.
Neat.
As I've said,
Bosco?
the only reason I actually care about this is because there are many people in this establishment who come here for our private and rather anonymous services. And if he decided that it would be in his best interest to eavesdrop on private conversations or learn private secrets, then as it's in my establishment, it would of course become my business.
Yeah, I can understand that. Bosco, do we need to have a conversation?
That would be Walks is he'll stop and think for a second on how to best phrase this. It's his house business, you understand?
I understand, but I've known Walks a long time. If there's something I need to know, we need to talk about it, away from prying ears.
He'll nod. For now, if you need to speak to speak to us in a more official stance, speak to Thomas.
Thomas. The beer guy?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to Thomas about Charlie's indiscretions and hope that you guys can beat some sense into him. Not physically, unless that has to happen, but you know what I mean.
Also, about to start looking at him like,
Bosco wants to beat some sense into him?
from what he's hearing, yes.
Tony looks over at Arthur and kind of smiles. Did I mention that he has asked me to teach him my craft? By the way, he wishes to learn weaponsmithing.
Not just weaponsmithing. Oh, no. He wishes to learn how to make weapons of more Excalibraic properties.
Did you tell your master that? Because I'm sure Master DeSalle would love to hear that.
I have not told him yet. I've been kind of amusing myself with the idea. I told him I would, but I'm not entirely sure if I will yet. But yeah, you're right. I should.
I'm sure that the first words out of his mind out of his face, are going to be, does he want to be fireballed?
Let's see. And she'll pull out her phone and text DeSalle that Charlie wants to learn weaponsmithing.
Magic weaponsmithing.
He wants to learn how to forge my steel?
Yes, apparently, from what he told me, he has a mission to do so, and that his superiors would be pleased if he learned the craft.
Who is this Charlie, anyway?
Guy at a tea shop tried to spy. Really awkward. I don't like him.
It is your craft to teach, as it is my craft to teach you. Is it your desire to never teach this individual how to craft metal?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, when you decide, let me know. In the meantime, if he ever tries to learn your other craft, I have fireballs I can throw at him.
Oh, if he wishes to learn everything else, I'm sure I could take care of him myself.
The master will only help as much as the apprentice needs help.
I thank you.
Pleasant evening.
You as well.
Arthur's going to look over at Tony. So, did he mention fireballs at all? He
did, yeah.
Called it. All right. take a drink out of his cream soda.
Well, he is, from House Explodey, so
Yeah, that's true. Couldn't think of a better person to teach my best friend how to be a better mage, or how to be a better explodey.
That pedball's gonna blow his own face up someday. You'll hear from Jojo.
Oscar,
It is at this moment I exercise my right as proprietor of this establishment to cut you off.
Rude. I'm calling him pedophile because he's dating an 18-year-old, and it's just. And his van has a thing going on where he looks like a kid.
Hey, that van is a very polite individual.
He also yelled at me to get into his car from the creepy van while I was walking down the road.
That was probably a poor tactical choice, I'll admit that.
Gravedigger is just playing with his cards, wondering who this super rapist is.
Oscar's just kind of like looking from Arthur to Jojo, to Arthur to Jojo, to Arthur to Jojo.
Arthur's going to look at Bosco and say they're talking about Jason.
Oh,
Apparently she thinks Proteus is a rape van.
He really isn't, though.
well, I believe I've rode around him for this before. He seems like a very polite spirit.
Yes, he is.
All I'm talking about is how he interacts with these very young-looking people that he's obviously too old for. I protect kids from rapists, and I beat them up.
He's not a rapist, trust me.
I have
Dude was a
serious
virgin.
questions.
Dude was I'll say this much, and you can't repeat it. Dude was a virgin until he met Lulu.
I'm sorry, he met someone from a movie with Bruce Willis.
No, that's the girl's name. Lilu.
I would like to point out that her parents were either what I could only refer to as somewhat tragically culturally inept or somewhat tragically culturally stupid.
I can't say. I never met the parents.
Excellent. I'm currently restraining myself from ringing down to the administration department and printing a multi-pass. That's where I am at this moment in time.
Do you still have your iPad open?
He does, yeah.
All right.
It's on the table. He's not actually being rude and looking down at it while he's talking.
Okay. Let me know if you're checking to see if there's any movement on it.
He'll glance down at it.
You see a paperclip.
I will press the paperclip.
Paperclip pops up. It says, I see that you're monitoring different transactions within your bar. Would you like some help?
Oh, dearie my. He kind of looks down again and raises an eyebrow. Is there like a text box he can text into?
Yes.
He will say, "Who is this?" question mark.
You'll get a response. I'm Gideon. I'm here to help.
I look up. What is Gideon and why is it on my iPad?
Arthur will literally jump out of his chair, turn it off.
Explanations.
After you turn it off, or I break it. Either one.
He will press the off button on his iPad and let it power off.
Good choice.
As you power it off, the paperclip will pop up one last message and say, I have to go now. Have a good night.
Yeah, does anyone want to break that down for me? Because I have no idea what just happened.
Nope.
Gideon's a... What's the best way to describe it? Do you know what artificial intelligence is?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen it later.
That's a technocratic AI.
I see.
From what I've been told, he's super friendly and helpful, but he's still loyal to the technocracy.
I see. he kind of cocks an eyebrow. And how did you ascertain this information? I would assume the technocrats would keep that relatively close to their chests.
Uh, there were a pair of technocrats in the city before they died in a boat explosion, and they'll look over at Tony and say, "Oh shit, I'm sorry."
Logan's hand is on Tony's shoulder now in case she just wants to start stabbing people.
Tony will
That's
just
what Tony was wanting to do.
nah. She'll just kind of sigh and clasp her hands together and start twiddling her thumbs, not looking at anybody.
I'm very. Oh, was this the explosion a couple of weeks ago? Because I assume it was in the news.
Yeah, the boat that was destroyed belonged to friends of ours, and there's very good reason to believe that they were on the boat when it went up.
What is the very good reason?
It was owned by them. It was their home, and it was attacked by a cruiser, from what I understand.
Once again, because but I didn't think that people really defected from the technocracy as a general entity.
They typically don't, but every once in a while, keep in mind that there are two members of the traditions that were formerly members of the technocrats. The Sons of Ether were the Electrodyne engineers. I don't know what the virtual adepts were called before they jumped ship, but they were also a convention of the technocracy.
Dude, stop being ship, you upset her. Rude.
You know what? I'm the proprietor of this bar. I am allowing you to drink again because this is amusing. But he kind of he kind of flips the iPad back over and says, "And why is it that this Gideon has any interest in me?"
I wouldn't say he has interest in you. He has interest in people monitoring people. He showed up a couple of times, from what I understand, when people were hacking other people or when people were watching other people over CCTV. It's weird, though.
Oh?
Yeah, for a brief moment there, I saw a spirit.
What kind of spirit? Actually, quick question, because I did turn on spirit side at the beginning of this. Did I see a spirit?
I'll say, yeah, there was a spirit hovering right around. When Clippy started talking, there was a spirit hovering around there, and it looked like a. Think of a friendly-looking Drider, but small.
Ah! 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 Okay.
No.
But they're adorable.
That wasn't what
never
Arthur was
say
saying.
those words again.
That's what I was describing the spirit as.
Yeah, that was me saying it was cute.
Oh, okay. Driders are not cute. Driders are abominations, but
Why can't it be
Okie dokie.
never a puppy? It's gotta be something.
anyway, pull it back in.
Yes.
That was JoJo in character.
No, the whole Drider speech thing wasn't in character, so. Yeah.
Well, she'll say it anyways.
Alright. But yeah, there was a spirit there which didn't look anything like what I expect a technocratic AI to look like.
Maybe that's the entire point. It didn't look like what it is. A Trojan virus doesn't look like what it is on a computer in order to get access.
That's true. It's still weird as fuck.
Hmm.
You're weird as fuck.
And this is why I let her continue to drink. It amuses me. It's funny to me.
Arthur's just gonna walk over to JoJo and put a blunt in her hand and say, "Smoke this when you feel like being normal again."
Doesn't this defeat the purpose?
Of what?
I said when you feel like being normal again. No, I didn't say drink. I didn't say smoke it now.
Oh no, it's a weed. You smoke it to get high.
Yeah, but it'll also make you not drunk anymore. You'll
But
just
it'll
be
make
high.
me high.
So it'll also heal any damage you're doing to your liver right now.
Which is probably a lot.
Yeah, Vasquez is kind of nodding sagely.
Yeah.
He knows.
By the way, what is Logan drinking?
Oh fuck! I forgot to. The Logan would have definitely gotten something to drink.
Fireball Sterling whiskey.
Fuck it. Continue on Tim's tradition of having all of his characters drink this. Logan got a strange concoction of vodka and white wine. They call it Death on the Vine.
Nice.
I was going to say, don't you roll every time you drink that to see if your character likes it or hates it?
Oh, okay, well, no, I default on that. All of my characters love it.
Okay.
Even Felicia loves it. She just doesn't know it yet because she's never had it.
Acceptable logic. So, these friends of yours, these defectors, they were ex-technocrats. They came and they defected to you here in the city?
Yes. At great personal risk to themselves. I guess their luck finally ran out in avoiding the technocrats. Or it could be that they just got bum rushed. You know, all that shit that happened around the time that their boat blew up. I'm not inclined to believe it's coincidence. Did we ever find out who was the one who was responsible for blowing himself up?
Who blew up what?
The guy in the whole thing with this crackdown on security started when somebody blew himself up in the middle of the night market.
Oh, because that's both big and clever. Oh.
Oh,
I don't know.
Arthur,
What, Jojo?
never have I ever summoned a paradox spirit to feed it mac and cheese. Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Hey, we thought that, granted, we were drinking absinthe, a lot of absinthe, and we thought that if we offered a Paradox Spirit truffle bacon mac and cheese, it wouldn't be an asshole. We were wrong.
I mean, okay.
Mistakes were made.
If the spirit like that ever turns up to your place, what else do you have to lose?
They summoned it.
Yeah, we kind of summoned it in the middle of the observatory.
Why?
Amazing. Yeah,
You know what good absinthe does, right?
Yes.
It's like drinking alcohol and LSD at the same time. Yeah, we were drinking a lot of it.
I see. Gravedigger makes another mental note. Why the fuck do I live in this madhouse? I could have moved to Miami. Miami's cool.
out of character. You know Gravedigger lives in this shit.
Yeah, a little bit. Hashtag, yeah.
Arthur will then shake the soda that he's holding and drink it and say, "There's reasons I don't drink anymore."
Yes, well, considering that, if you want to offer Wrinkle, a cooked breakfast in exchange for him not effing you up, that does not seem to be an appropriate response.
Yeah, but I don't deal with time paradox. Wrinkle only shows up when you mess around with time, and it's usually not a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Was somebody met Wrinkle during their awakening? Just like give him a fist bump.
Who are you giving a fist bump to?
Wrinkle.
Oh,
Come here, old man. She'll hold out her fist to Arthur.
Arthur will fist bump her and just say, "Okay."
Gravedigger kind of stands up and he walks behind the bar. He dismisses the bartender and starts kind of mixing something. You can just see his hands move as he basically picks up one or two different bottles and starts adding them into a cantina shaker and mixes it around before he pours out into a shot glass a perfectly purple liquid and places it down in front of Jojo.
All right. What labels were on those bottles, just out of curiosity?
One
Because you're
of them
talking to somebody that knows that shit.
Okay.
Arthur, I was watching you.
That's fine. Basically, it was a whole lot of different flavorings for various different things. There was some. The reason it's purple is because it's is because he added basically kind of a concentrated blueberry juice and green absinthe.
Oh God. Arthur just
This
will
is
hold
the
his
club's
head.
signature shot called Purple Midnight. I thought you might enjoy it.
So it's the same as a purple knuckle, isn't it? She'll take the shot.
Logan will say this drink sounds and smells quite interesting. Mind if I try a shot?
Arthur's literally holding his head, going, "Please don't drink that."
Logan has now specifically requested one of those.
If it helps, it tastes like fire and flying and awesome.
Did Gravedigger make a shot for Logan too?
He will. Yes, he makes a shot for Logan too.
Awesome. Okay, I think we need to roll stamina.
Yeah, definitely need stamina rolls right now.
Oh, I know that JoJo is trashed.
This is to go beyond trashed.
This is to see if you start hallucinating the green fairy.
No, this is to see if she actually lives.
Holy God, Logan's okay.
Logan's drunk.
These
No,
these are successes, man. Like Logan just put that shit back and they were like, tastes really good.
I'd say you're a little buzzed though, because green absinthe is a thing.
I mean, that's fine. That alcohol tolerance, though.
Yeah.
She's not dead.
Yeah, she's not dead. She is, however, hallucinating badly.
Fucking botch that shit, go on a death seeking.
Oscar's gonna walk up to the bar, look Gravedigger in the eye, and say, "Give me 3."
Oh, hell.
As you wish, sir.
Arthur's going to look at Tony. So, I'm guessing we're going to be driving people home tonight. I don't have a car, though.
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
be driving everyone home then.
It's
We
all
have
right.
a car service for our elite customers. You don't need to worry about getting them home.
That's kind of you.
So yes, 1, 2, 3 shots are put. He basically just increased the quantities and made 3 at once.
Oscar's gonna take them all, one after another.
Oh god.
Dear Christ.
Hey guys, you know what's a cool gift?
Oh.
Resist toxin.
Wow. Wow.
Roses.
What? No, it doesn't require a gnosis.
Nah, man, that shit's passive.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I need that gift then.
It is always on.
Yeah.
In your brief form, right?
It's always on, period.
Yeah, just straight up.
So you can't get drunk ever again?
You can turn it off if you want temporarily. But Bosco's just kind of making a point.
The Fianna will turn it off, but we'll turn it off when they're drinking among other Fianna, but that's about it. So, big ass Bosco knocks him back without any apparent deleterious effects.
Yeah, but at this point, Gravedigger kind of cocks an eyebrow, makes a mental note that he thinks he got the actual amounts wrong because he should be either on the floor or about to join the floor in oneness.
Arthur's gonna look at Bosco and look at Gravedigger. You may need to make him a bit stronger for him. He is Russian after all.
Bosco will nod.
Just like give him the bottle of the absinthe. Maybe that'll knock on his ass.
Gravedigger, when you say that, goes rigid for a moment, and his eye opens really wide for just a second, and almost like a programmed voice, he says the following: "Cake is not the issue here." And then he blinks, and then he just kind of shakes his head and goes back to what he was doing.
Okay, I'm not sure if I heard that right. Arthur's gonna, not Arthur. I'm me saying I don't think I heard that right. Did you say cake is not the issue?
Cake is not the issue here was his exact phrase, yes.
Arthur's just gonna look at you like, okay.
Logan doesn't seem to pay this too much mind at the moment. If this guy's a mage, which he kind of seems to be, everyone, like, Logan has accepted that every mage is kind of completely insane in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Who's the closest to JoJo?
Probably either Logan or Bosco.
Yeah.
It's actually probably Gravedigger. He's actually standing behind the bar right in front of you.
Okay, yeah, Logan's probably next to her since he wanted a shot as well.
Oh yeah, fair. So it's a toss-up between the pair of us.
Yeah.
Logan, you're suddenly getting cuddles.
Alright. Logan is kind of like, alright. They're going along with this for right now.
I guess this is a thing that's happening now.
Yeah.
But yes, needless to say, it's rather expensive to get actual absinthe in this city. So I'm glad that you've already handed me this, he says as he swipes the credit card for the $250 drink.
Damn, get it.
You're just gonna be like, I need a calmer right now.
You alright?
Maybe. Go hang out with some ecstasies.
Did you just say you want to hang out with some exorcists?
Yeah, ecstatics.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think I can exercise things.
Logan will say, I don't know them all that well. Heard they throw some kick-ass parties, though.
Your orgies are like legendary.
I'm
Yep.
thinking it may be a better idea for you to maybe get some rest before you go and party again, but it's up to you. I just want you to stay safe.
Fine. Plus I get Arthur's weed.
The price is just hitting that beforehand. Because that drink was tough even by my standards.
Yeah, alright. She'll, like, load it up right there.
So, I'm curious, Mr. Wainwright, what is the reason you don't drink anymore? Was it to do with offering Paradox Spirits delicious deep-fried treats?
No, it's. I came to grips with something that's been bugging me for a long time. I don't need to drink anymore.
Noble. I'm, however, thankful that if you are indeed this case of nobility, that it's not catching. Otherwise, I fear I would be out of the business.
Trust me, there are people that have a lot more issues with their demons than I do now.
I've often wondered what a blind person would hallucinate.
Arthur's going to look over at Logan to see if Logan looks pissed at them.
No, they don't look angry at all. They're going to say, hallucination isn't simply limited to sight.
Indeed. And considering, he kind of looks down once again, not at his pad, but at the basically at the bar, and looks back up and he says, "Though I sense you're the kind of person who has their own demons and doesn't need to compound them by hearing others."
Logan shrugs. I'm human. All humans have their own particular brand of baggage. Why do you ask? Or rather, why do you wonder?
He seems to contemplate that for a moment as he puts the stopper on the absinthe bottle. It's one of those incredibly old, kind of, very ornate bottles that you probably keep just for the glass, and says, "I'm not exactly sure. But then again, most people come in here to drink, to drown, to forget their sorrows." Like, he kind of lets his eyes flick to Jojo for just a moment before letting them flick back. "However, you came for more esoteric pleasures. I often find that people who do that come for their own reasons. Oftentimes, they're much deeper rooted than a simple drink can fix."
Maybe. A
Yeah,
big.
I was gonna say, hey, smartass, you can't see your ass.
He will smile and say, "I cherish my ignorance on the subject in that case."
Well, a big rule that I follow, or try to follow at least. Don't drink when you're angry. I'd rather drink for good reasons, not bad ones.
At this point, Gravedigger will walk out from behind the bar, and he will take Logan by the shoulder in a kind of and put his arm over the shoulder, and he will direct them to the railing. I know he can't see, but it's for grandiose gesture point of view.
Okay.
And he will point down and say, "You can feel the rhythmic pattern as each one of them moves, can't you?"
Oh, yes. Completely.
I'm sure if I asked you how many people are on the dance floor, you could probably tell me. I'm not exactly interested in the numbers of attendance this evening. But you're right. Each one of them comes in here to drink away a sorrow, or to cavort for an evening behind a mask of ecstasy. However, in the end, it's all trivial. It's all just a lie. You don't drink when you're angry, and that's commendable. Truly, I genuinely believe it is. However, in some cases, people drink to feel. They cannot feel, thus they drink. Thus the oblivion gets deeper. It's one of those. I'd rather drink when I was angry than drink when I couldn't feel nothing.
I would probably say that it's really impossible to feel nothing. And if you really do feel nothing, what's the point of drinking in the first place?
If you can perceive it, there is a smile stretched across Digger's face of, yes, you're starting to understand, young Padawan. Yes.
They'll go to explain. After all, I think back of all everyone's really big stories with all of their memories and all of these wonderful or awful things that have happened to them. And it was never really the drugs or the drinking or the sex or whatever that really made it memorable. It's the emotion that made it memorable. And that's what needs to matter.
Orgasms count too.
Okay?
She's not drunk anymore, she's just high off of the weed.
Actually, legit ST question. What level of mind, and I assume matter, would you need to imbue food with an emotion or drink with an emotion? So when you drank it, you felt it.
19. 2 at least, because empathic projection.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would need mind 2, and then. Well, okay, I'm not an SC, so I can't make the call, but what I would say is mind 2, and then to just give it the emotion, and then matter 2 to lock that effect into the drink.
Yeah, that's about right.
He'll smile and say, when I was in Paris, there was an old master there, a man who'd lost everything, but he had a special gift. He could imbue a memory into a glass. So you drank it, and in that one instance, you relived that memory, treasured, valued, there. However, when that moment was done and you blinked your eyes, your heart started beating again, you were right back there with the taste of it on your lips. I think that master put a gun to his head because he couldn't stand the fact that his memories were just that, memories.
That's why we go out and create more. As fun as it is to have memories and look back, it should be used to do something more positive for your future.
It's weird. Like, Akasha try to reach a higher understanding through, like, meditation and shit. But aesthetics try to reach the whatever the fuck it's called through emotions and feelings and whatnot.
Hmm. Was there ever anything done, Mr. Wainwright, about those little pieces of bric-a-brac that were ripping down the veil in the city?
It's a widespread problem, but there's a way to fix it.
Oh.
I'll need a lot more help.
What is this manner you have come up with to fix the problem?
Well, I can seal each breach one at a time, but that won't stop them from reopening, as apparently some of them have. It would take a lot more energy and put me at a lot more risk than what most people are comfortable with. So the rips are a symptom, not the actual cause. So I have to figure out the actual cause and then come up with a cure.
I will tell you right now, not even the forces of the sepulchre on the other side know why the breaches exist. They merely know that they do, which is all the more unnerving.
Yes, that's very unnerving. Unfortunately, I still have issues pushing my sight into that realm.
He nods. Some people, the way I personally view it is some people look left and some people look right.
Bye, guys. Alright,
Night.
here.
Hi, Jojo.
Have a good night.
Night.
Later, Jojo.
Passing out on the bar may occur. She will then be brought home.
Bosco's just gonna kind of sit quietly at the bar, taking shots or whatever, but it's sleepy time. So,
All right, good night. Arthur will end up
Bye,
bringing Bosco home at some point.
I never did ask. Logan, that's the name. What family are you with?
Logan will look around now that there's no more. Are there any like normal people or like other supernaturals around at this point?
No,
Okay, awesome. Logan will
you're
say,
about like 30 feet above them and there's relatively loud music playing.
awesome. So Logan will ask, "You asking if I got a trad or?"
Sorry, what did you say? I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, sorry. Logan asked, "Are you asking if I'm part of a tradition or if I'm a mage outright?"
I'm asking if you're part of a family. You can determine the question, as you will.
Fair enough. Logan will look to Tony, and say, "I think I'm getting some kind of family going right now."
He looks back at
Arthur
Tony
will
and
kind of smell that.
how perfect.
Tony will, because this whole time she's been staring off into space, looking at the people dancing at the club, she'll turn around and kind of blink. Huh? I feel like I missed
Nothing.
something.
And
Brett, just for cool dramatic effect, can you please roll me 3 dice?
Sure.
And I'll spend a willpower on this.
okay.
I needed to. Basically, all he does is he reaches down to the deck of cards. He just basically fuck with probability ever so slightly. He just reaches down to the deck of cards and just pulls up the Queen of Hearts card and puts it up and points it at Tony, slightly amused.
She'll just kind of tilt her head and then shrug.
But no, allow me to redress my question. Are you a member of a tradition, or which one in that case, my dear Logan?
Not part of one yet. Just been kind of doing me for the most part past few months.
There's no hurry to join a particular tradition or order. It's all about learning in your own space at your own speed.
Unless, of course, the technocrats find you and yank you off the street first.
Ooh, I'd be an awful technocrat.
I think they'd have a hard time getting Logan.
Arthur's going to pull a coin out of his pocket and flip it towards Logan.
Logan will catch it. Not really looking.
It feels like a it feels like a Chinese yuan coin. Well, just in case you need it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Congratulations, you now have a sympathetic connection to Arthur.
Oh, okay. How many steps?
1 step, but basically think of it as a version of a totemic link.
So if I were to roll correspondence, would it count as a body sample?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Unless you burn it as task, that is.
Okay.
Because it is technically a task coin.
All right.
That's sweet Tass.
Yep.
Does
Who
Arthur
doesn't
like
love-
big Tass and he cannot lie?
Who doesn't love tap and task? That's all I'm going to say.
Lol.
Logan loves tap and task.
Arthur's going to go get another soda from the bar.
Yep. Gravedigger says, and what about you, Mr. Wainwright? What family are you with?
Can't you tell?
He smiles and says, perhaps, but then again, I'm not one for speculation.
I'm a verbena,
Ah, I see.
though I have had some training from the Dream Speakers.
That does make a reasonable degree of sense.
I've been a verbena ever since I was 13 years old.
I see.
Had a rather spectacular awakening.
Hmm. I nearly wiped an entire city out of existence.
That's a very destructive awakening. All I did was turn a parking lot into a forest.
Ah. Is it a very pleasant forest still to this day?
Yep, complete with birds and bunny rabbits and deer.
A good forest needs deer.
Mhm.
And what about you, Logan? What was your awakening like?
It was a rush.
To quote a late great figure, phenomenal cosmic power and itty bitty living space.
Rest in peace, Robin.
Hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Simple men to see a simple truth.
To be honest, all it was it was just a couple of muggers.
Oh dearie my. Did they end up as so much grime upon a wall?
No.
Oh.
Although I'm unsure if they're walking now.
It seems only fair. They tried to break your legs. You robbed them of the ability to use theirs. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth kind of malarkey.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to beat some ass.
So, a better question then. Why do you all fight? What is your purpose in the fight, the conflict? This grand thing we call the Ascension War? Why?
Because I choose to.
A good answer.
Because there's so much beauty and so much wonder, not just in this world, but in all things, that to deprive others of it is anathema to me. And that is what the technocracy does. They take what is beautiful and what is wondrous, and they make it dull and gray and rob it of its life.
And you, Tony?
I just make sure the wheel keeps on turning. If I don't, who will?
How poetic.
I suppose.
And it seems as though every one of you, though, have lost friends in this endeavor.
It's a part of life. But,
Yes.
but they will all come back eventually.
As you say that, you remember that Zahn won't and are sad. Haha.
Well, but you get for being eaten.
Deary, deary, dear. I actually like to think that it's actually lapsed to this silence in the middle of this kind of, deep philosophical discussion.
Yeah, things just got really deep.
Why do you fight? If you fight.
Do I? He shrugs and he walks behind the bar again, and he actually pours himself a Coke. You note that he doesn't drink his own shit that his bartenders get really antsy about, much to my eternal amusement. And he says, "I could have made an excellent technocrat. I'm relatively ordered. I run things in a regimented manner, and I hear everything. And I work on the information I'm given. I could have made an excellent technocrat. I think the reason I'm not is because they wanted to force my hand in the topic. They wanted to make me one of them whether I wanted to or not. And I don't like people who force me into an avenue. If they had asked me, I might have said yes, but they told me. So I said no.
So it's a matter of ensuring your own liberation.
I'm no one's slave.
That's what they want. They want to make slaves of you all. Me? After a while, they might not even be able to touch me anymore.
Hmm. He'll kind of raise the glass and look at it in the purple light, and will say, in that case, should we drink to lost friends, perhaps?
Arthur will raise his soda. To too many lost friends, yes.
Tony will actually get up and ask for a weak drink so she could toast with something other than water.
You will be given wine, the weakest drink I know about. There we go.
She'll shrug and raise that in the air and drink it.
I will point out, though, he's already kind of working out in his head, to be fair. Bunch of ex-technocrats on a boat that blows up in the middle of the sea. This sounds like the most hokey insurance fraud I've ever heard of.
That's totally fair.
Arthur will drink the toast.
Logan will also drink.
No more depression, then. Tell me of your victories. What blows have you struck? What possessions of the enemy have you taken? You must have done something, or else this city is still, though quarantined, somewhat free. What have you done?
Well, there was a facility that was in the National Security Building that got burned down by members of the Terror Accord.
Hurrah! I'll drink to that. Is that all?
Oh, there's an undersea facility that we haven't been able to contact since we took it over.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they were working through the ex-technocrats, so who knows if they were really working for us in that place, or if they were just paying lip service to the ex-technocrats.
Speaking of, have we actually tried to go and check that place out? If we lost contact, it may be good to see what's up.
It's not an easy place to get to. It sits just above the Marianas Trench.
Okay.
An odd place to have an odd place to have a facility of that nature.
No, because it's keeping something asleep, apparently.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Someone's named Fatane.
Is there a lore? I don't know. Is there a lore?
I mean, what's it going to take to get there and check it out?
I can walk there in the dreaming or in the Shadowland, or not the Shadow. I can walk there in the dreaming or in the Umbra. Wouldn't recommend using the Shadow. What?
You can't really walk to anything in the water in the Shadowlands. It becomes somewhat solid.
Yeah. Like I said, if you ever want to hero a wraith, you haunt it to a bolt and shoot it into a lake.
I cannot confirm or deny I have ever done this. Moving swiftly along. But I'm sorry. So what? This was a technocratic underwater facility.
Yeah, run by an AI that apparently got sick of the technocrats' bullshit. We helped to liberate it from the technocratic controllers, and it maintains that it's still loyal to the technocracy, but has really been working for us.
So what you are, in fact, Gravedigger kind of stops, puts down the glass. There is a look of kind of, okay, So what you are in fact telling me is there is this facility that the technocracy are utterly convinced is still firmly under their control.
Yep.
Meaning it is quite possibly the one place that they would never look because it is completely under their control.
Yes.
And a group of people who they wanted to kill were on a boat at the time of their death. And there is an underwater facility, a place where the technocrats themselves would never go because they believe they are thoroughly in control of.
Well, to be fair, they thought that the ex-technocrats were all already dead. So there was no reason for them to go hunting for them.
I mean,
But
either
yet
way,
they found them on a boat, even though they were convinced they were already dead.
We don't know if they knew about them being on the boat. The person who the boat's name was in was a member of the virtual adepts of this city by the name of Castle King. He wasn't an ex-technocrat. He wasn't being hunted, as far as I know.
I see. Yes, yes, Logan. I do believe that it might be very valuable going to see this facility firsthand.
yeah, I've never been there. I've just heard about it. I heard the raid on it was fucking insane, though.
Yeah, it was. I would say that if not for the help of Trezekis, then there would have been a lot more death.
What's a Trezekis when it's at home?
Do you know what a hit mark is?
He kind of looks at you like a doe in headlights.
Cybernetic humanoid organism. Think like a Terminator with the ability to grow guns out of its arms. The Trezekis that I dealt with was a third stage prototype of the hit mark, Mark 12, and was apparently developed a conscience in line with its alternate ego, which was a priest of some kind. So it got Deepwater, so you should know. The reason why the technocrats don't like going there is because it's a dumping ground for every bad idea they've ever had, every out-of-control experiment, every nuclear condition monster they've ever made up. And they put that on top of a sleeping elder demon thingy that, I don't know if it's really a demon, it's, well, great old one, I guess would be the better term. Because, hey, if they have to nuclear it, at least they're taking out an ancient baddie at the same time.
And this is yet another reason I chose the traditions. I like dealing with bippity boppity boo and prestidigitation style bullshit.
Yeah, like either way though, that facility seems like it could be a really valuable asset. It makes sense to check on your asset.
I agree. The only problem is that I could get in there and she could go batshit crazy and completely lock down my powers. You see, you probably have never had to deal with this, but there are certain high-level technocratic facilities that have devices known as static reality shell generators. It reinforces reality, making it almost impossible for a non-technocrat mage to cast magic within it.
What about outside of it?
Outside of it's possible, you're still doing the fact that it's a fully armed and operational. I've heard the Death Star has less security than this thing does.
So, my idea, we get a team to go in and check shit out. We have someone on the outside with enough correspondence to yank our asses out if shit starts getting too sideways.
It's not a bad idea, but the only person I can think of with that amount of power is Master DeSalle.
Then it sounds like we have a phone call to make.
Arthur's going to look at Tony.
Tony will take out her phone and call us all.
Yes, apprentices, there's some problem you need help with.
Hey, so you know about that little the deep water facility and stuff, right?
Yes, I'm quite aware of it.
Yes, we have ideas. Pretty cool ideas about the place. Actually, they're not very good. But we were just thinking that if we lost
I
contact
haven't.
with the
Sorry, Jigger will raise a hand. I have an idea. If we would like to go downstairs, Master Desau could join us. He can just co-locate to my sanctum, where he will, be able to do so, rather than having a one-way conversation over a phone.
I mean, I can put it on speaker if you really want.
That's fine. I'm not
Yeah,
in
we
any
don't need to co-locate.
particular hurry to bend reality to my will right now.
Okie dokie.
She'll put it on speaker and set her phone on the table. Yeah, so as I was saying, we have decided that maybe kind of sort of it would be a good idea to go and check the place out, see if it's, see what's up since we lost contact with it. And we were told from Arthur about like the static reality bubbles, which I'm assuming is the same thing that they had around the place. They have men, which is why it's been really hard to get people to go there because, oh no, they won't have their. Anyway, getting off tangent.
By the way, Evan, you need to give me a scene with Anthony at some point so I can actually release him from the hospital.
Yes. Anthony is being an emo kid. We apologize in advance.
It's okay. I was just going to say, any place that they're storing dangerous... the static reality shells, from what I understand, do not just dampen our connection with the tapestry. It enhances their own. So any place where they're working magic, their form of enlightened science, or any place they're holding prisoners is going to have static reality shell generators. However, this is a problem I have foreseen, and I'm already making steps to investigate. Because I can handle myself much better than anyone else. I'll be going alone.
Are you sure you don't need any help? That sounds very dangerous.
My dear, you understand a fraction of how old I am, correct?
Well, I mean, I know you're pretty fucking old, but, still.
I have fought... I do not wear the fatigues for show. I fought wars. I fought dangerous wars. I fought for causes I believe in and causes that made sense at the time. I can handle an intrusion on a technocratic construct. It's not the first time I've made such an attempt. And if Gladys is still friendly, then it should not be an issue. If she's not, well, I know ways to get out of there much more quickly than anything else. Do you remember the charm I gave you?
Yes, the one that stopped me from being bitch slapped into the stokes of the wheel.
Correct. I'll carry one of those with me. With the level of power I have, that cannot be easily defeated by a static reality shell. Does that set your mind at ease?
A bit, yes. It would still be much more soothing to know that you would be going in there with other help, but if you wish.
I have no wish to risk the lives of anyone else. If it's a simple matter of getting in there and making contact with GLaDOS, she recognizes that I'm the one that speaks for the mages in the city. Therefore, logically, she would be able to trust me. If she hasn't, I have no wish to risk the lives of other mages.
Okay. Well, whenever you do that, if you could please tell us what you find.
Of course, my dear.
Thank you.
Is there anything else?
She'll look around at the rest of the group.
Gravedigger has what you could only describe as a huge smile spreading across his face, to the point that you can see his teeth and part of his gum line. But he's not saying anything, he's just smiling.
Arthur's just going to raise an eyebrow at that.
Yeah, Tony's going to be giving Gravedigger a really weird look, but but then say, no, I think that answers all our questions.
Very well. Have a pleasant evening. And you'll hear the click of him hanging up.
Yeah, you too. And she'll stuff the phone back in her pocket.
Arthur's just gonna look at Gravedigger like, dude, if you start cackling like Mark Hamill being the Joker, I'm out of here.
Oh, please, that's so 1990s.
Not really. He released The Killing Joke.
Logan will look around and say, I'm pretty sure we stepped into the 90s, at least temporarily.
I would like to point. I would like to point out at this moment in time, Lacuna Coil starts playing, and Gravedigger does not have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, no, like, look, you gotta to get that look like, come on, but really?
I actually like this band.
Lacuna Coil is a good band, to be fair. I will.
They are a good band, but...
Well, actually, Arthur would say that he actually
I
likes
just-
it. But, you know, I listen to a lot of 60s and 70s stuff, but I get into some of the goth metal things, especially with good female vocals.
But yes, at this point, Gravedigger kind of puts down. He will, start cleaning the glasses away and putting them behind the bar. You kind of hear the DJ kind of thank the audience after the song is over for thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I've finished my set for the evening. Please leave in an orderly fashion. Collect your belongings, etc. I hope this curfew ends soon. I really can't afford to continue to bribe the PD as much as I have been to allow me to stay open. Oh well. Such is life.
Or you could just obey the law.
I'm sorry. I think everyone just breaks down in actual icy laughter at that statement.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
How about no?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Thank you. How very interesting. But at this he will say, so, Logan, come back another night. You and I will have dinner, perhaps.
Sounds good to me.
Perhaps I recognize a kindred spirit. Well, yes, a spirit in general.
Spirit is something I have a lot of. Ask my friends.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, at this point, Logan, you're not 100% sure if he's flirting with you or not.
No, Logan isn't sure either, but he's going with it.
Yeah, Arthur's gonna stand up, pat Bosco on the shoulder. I should probably get this guy home.
I don't care if he's got resist toxin. You could still hallucinate.
Yeah. Need any help with that, Arthur? Or do you have it?
No, it's okay. We'll walk home. I got a pass that'll let me get through things, so should be
Okay.
good.
Ah, yes. How is that lovely Marcus, gentleman?
He's fine as far as I know. Still trying to figure out how we're gonna take down Zalish and all the other bad things in the world.
What's a leash?
It's a flesh-crafting vampire that is a total dickbag.
Oh, I can't wait to cut his head off. Oh, it's going to be glorious.
I see. I would make one request. From Tony, in that case. You will be seeing Master Desau this evening, won't you?
I mean, given the time, it'll probably... Well, yeah.
Two things. One, tell him that I would like to speak to him in private when he has a spare moment. And also, I respect that these people and these other supernaturals, and he uses his hand, like, the jazz hand finger things, says, have their own superpowers and quirks, but please, I would like this place to be respected. So entering it and not being able to be seen is just bad form.
I will say that there are some supernaturals out there that are better left unseen. At least
I will accept
until such a time as they learn how to not look ugly as sin and smell like the damn sewer.
I will respect this. However, when they are downstairs in my private rooms, there is no need to hide themselves. I find it rather rude.
I'll pass the word on.
How wonderful. Yes, he will kind of look down and say, "Oh dearie my, it's going to. I don't know what Miss. Her name is Miss Jojo. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know how her master will respond when he gets the bill and his receipts tomorrow."
I don't know either, but Bao is a fairly easygoing individual. I don't know what the hell happened that caused such a radical shift in their dynamic, but
Willful apprentices sometimes spread their wings and try to fly, even when they are not ready to do so.
that's true.
In that case, I will say good night to you, gentlemen and lady. You have a pleasant evening.
Arthur will not. You as well. Come on, Bosco, let's get out of here.
Blah.
Logan will look at Tony.
Bosco dialogue.
Logan will look at Tony and say, "I think a lot of the drink is worn off. I'm good to drive."
Okay. Oh, and we still need to do that talk thing. Yeah.
You do.
I've been postponing it, my bad. Tomorrow or the day after sound okay to you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Be in touch then.
You will all be politely led out of Carpe Noctem, unless there's anything else you guys want to do.
Nothing I can think of, so we're probably good to go ahead and shut it off. And he
I
gets to
will
sleep
point out,
anyway. It's 1 o'clock.
as you leave, just Gravedigger stands on the plinth of his balcony and just starts laughing manically.
There it goes.
I was holding it in.
Arthur will just shake his head. Oh, by the way, I just lost an hour. It was 1 o'clock, and now it's 1 o'clock again.
Hooray! Oh, of course, yeah, because you're a week behind us with the time zone, aren't you? Yeah. Or you be whatever. No, it's a day. It goes day. I think. I can't remember how that works, but it works.
Basically, we're an hour behind until, I think, March or April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time.
Yep. All right. So, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards. We're stuffing things and stuff, and oh yeah, people get eaten. Have a pleasant night. Go ahead and shut us down, Kim.